Welcome back to our channel, to the second part of our FAQ video, the milestone video that just uploaded recently. Make sure you check the first part over there. I answered about 50 questions that are very important, especially when you're in the process of shopping for the engagement ring. And this is the second part where I'm going to answer other 50 questions. Similarly to the first part of this big video, you don't have to watch the whole thing. There's a timeline underneath in the description, so you can go and find the question that is the most interesting for you. But if you are shopping right now and if you're serious about buying an engagement ring, I highly recommend you to watch the entire video, because there is going to be some information that you didn't know you need, but it's there. Enjoy. How much should I spend on the engagement ring? Well, first of all, throughout this 3-month salary rule is pretty outdated. It doesn't really work out there. But at the same time, do not be cheap. It's pretty common to receive no when you're proposing with a cheap engagement ring. So don't do that. You want to spend the comfortable amount for both of you, because you're gonna have the expenses in the future as well. So just sit down, think about it, see what is available in your price range, whether it's aligned with what you want to get, and check out all the different financial instruments out there. Maybe you wanna open the credit line with a firm, or maybe you wanna put it on your credit card, but do not go crazy. You don't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars if you're not in a position to spend them. What factors affect the cost of the engagement ring? 3 things. First of all, the cost of the setting itself. It would vary depending on the metal you chose, whether it's gold or platinum. It would vary depending on the design itself, and obviously how much it weighs. Whether it's 2-gram or 4-gram settings, it will affect the cost of the setting. And of course, the amount and quality of the stones that you use on a setting itself. The second factor is, of course, the center stone, whether it's a diamond or any other gemstone. Lots of the budget gonna go there, depending on the size of your stone and the quality of your stone, and few other factors. And the third thing is the labor, of course. It's gonna take time and effort to put all of those things together to create the design and to actually make the ring. Are there affordable options for the engagement rings? Yes, absolutely. There's plenty of alternative gemstones out there you can choose from. You can go with the moissanite, you can go with the lab diamonds, even with some of the sapphires, morganites, aquamarines, plenty of other gemstones that is available out there. Also, you want to stick with the simple settings, not too complicated, because it's going to raise the cost of the setting itself right away. How can I get the best value for my money when buying an engagement ring? Simple answer: research. It's all about research. First of all, you want to make a general research. You want to find out what is that you actually want over there, and after you find out that this is exactly what you want and your budget going to fit in it, what you want to do even deeper research. What are some tips for buying an engagement ring on the budget? First of all, you need to figure out your budget, whether it's 1,000 or 2 or 3 or 5. Then you need to figure out whether you're going to use any financial instruments. For example, you want to open the credit line or something like that, and whether you're comfortable with it. You also want to research as much as possible on your specific choice. What kind of settings you're going to choose, what kind of gemstone you're going to choose, and so forth and so on. Very important, I would say it's crucial, is to choose your priorities. If it's a design of the engagement ring and you want to put a lot into the design, if you want to symbolize something with it, most of your money should go into the design of the engagement ring itself, and you want to save a little bit on the center stone. If on the opposite, your center stone is very important for you, let's say it's a birthstone, and you want to do as much research as possible to find out everything about this stone. Another thing that is going to save you a lot of money is working with the jeweler itself, with the independent jeweler. Big companies most likely not going to care about how to save your money is the best way possible. You just want out of 100 clients per day, and they're not going to work with you directly. So it's much better to go with an independent jeweler. What should I know about ethical sourcing for the engagement ring? Well, first of all, you need to know that this is the very complicated process, and although the Kimberly process is out there, it doesn't work 100% all the time. So there's always a little risk. But what you want to do, you want to minimize this risk when you buy your engagement ring. So first of all, you want to check whether your jeweler has the certificates from the supplier, whether you buy the diamond or sapphire or any other gemstone out there. Another thing is to check is what kind of gold is used. Is it recycled gold or it's a regular gold? What are the conflict-free diamonds? Conflict-free diamonds are the ones that were mined and traded without any armed conflicts or without any abuse of the working space. Those factories, those mining facilities going to have the Kimberly process certificates, and you can ask for those certificates from your jeweler. He would have one from their supplier. Unfortunately, the certificate doesn't guarantee everything like 100%, but still eliminates most of the cases unethical sourcing of the stones. If you want to go 100% with a conflict-free diamond, you'll have to go with the lab stone. All the lab stones made in the lab, and there's obviously no armed conflicts or any harsh labor over there. What are benefits of choosing an ethically sourced engagement rings? Well, when you have the sparks on your fingers, you don't want it to be overweight by the very harsh condition and the very hard life somewhere out there. It's just not something that you want to live with, honestly, especially if you've seen something like that with your own eyes. So you really want to pay your attention whether those stones were ethically sourced or not. And what you can do as the buyer, you can vote with your own money to eliminate finally all of the mines that is not ethically sourced or that involve the forced labor. How can I ensure my engagement ring is eco-friendly? You can ensure that by asking all of the certificates from your jeweler. You want to ask for the Kimberly process certificate that will guarantee that your gemstone coming from the ethically sourced mine where the labor of the workers is appreciated properly and it's a safe place to work. You can also ask for the certificates that would guarantee that your gold is recycled. And you can also just look at the website or just talk with the jeweler and try to figure out whether it's their priority, whether they do care about the environment overall. Where can I buy an engagement ring? There's a variety of places where you can buy it. Most of our clients, they have time on their hands and they want to create something very special for their loved ones. So they're going to take their time and research everything, and they're going to create a completely custom piece, or this design going to be based on something else. Sometimes clients would prefer to shop for the vintage pieces. So in this case, you better go throughout the vintage store and look something else out there. Or for some clients, they would need the engagement ring by next week, and they would want to have like a simple solitaire diamond round engagement ring. In this case, you just go into any chain store out there and you're picking up something from the shelf and you're good to go. What should I look when buying an engagement ring online? Well, first of all, you want to make sure that actually your values align with the values of this specific online store. You want to make sure that you are actually on the same page. This will almost guarantee you that you're going to have at the end the engagement ring that you're happy with. Also, you want to check that there is enough educational material, that there is a free consultation out there that can answer all of your questions. And you want to make sure that there is all the certificates that you want to have over there. So the Kimberly process certificate, the GIAs, and all other things out there. And obviously you want to check out the reviews better on the free platform that the store cannot control. For example, the Google reviews or Facebook reviews, and so forth and so on. How do I choose a reputable jeweler? First of all, you need to look at the review. You want to read what the previous customers have to say about this specific brand. If they have video reviews, even better. You can actually look at the very specific cases of what rings were done and whether they are achieved or not what the client actually wanted. Also, you want to look at values of this brand overall. Just go through their website, go through their educational materials, YouTube, Instagram, all the social media you can possibly find. What questions should I ask when buying an engagement ring? I think you should ask all of them as much as possible, and you should ask like layers and layers of questions. What do I mean by that? When you just start shopping for the engagement ring, ask the basic question that is out there when you're trying to determine what you actually want. And few weeks from that point, when you're going to figure out that, yes, I want this sapphire engagement ring with rose gold setting and whatever, you want to ask specific things about sapphires, about their colors, about their durability, let's say, whether they heat treated or not. You want to ask things about gold, and so forth and so on. You want to be more specific. And when you go to the design process, same. You want to ask another layers of questions that is specific to your project. What is the difference between buying a ring from retail store versus online? Lots of the people would say that in a retail store you can try the ring on and you cannot try it on online, which is not true. We invite all of our future clients to our studio where they can try the ring on. The main benefits is that if you're gonna go to the retail store, there is going to be a variety of different options that are somewhat similar. So it's just a standard range of rings that is not very special. They just made for no one really specifically out there. But the benefit of that is that you can pick this ring right away from there. They can resize it for you right away if you need it. And you can go ahead and propose. And some of the people, they will be in this situation where they need the ring right now, right away. We have certain inventory in our store, but it's not as big as in a regular retail store. But at the same time, if you need something special, something very special for your special person, then retail store most likely not going to cover you. You would want to create the custom piece or the piece that is based on a unique design. For that, you will have to have time. The other difference will be that the retail store most likely going to be significantly more expensive than online store for a variety of reasons. What should I consider when buying a vintage or antique engagement ring? First of all, you need to know the difference between vintage inspired engagement ring that is actually made recently, that is a modern ring that is just inspired by a vintage design, and the actual vintage ring that was made 100 years ago or so. It's very important to know what you actually buying, because this ring lived a long time. Maybe the stone is not original, not to that specific era, or maybe it's simply a fake ring that was made like 10 years ago and trying to replicate the Victorian era, but it's not actually a Victorian ring. So you need to do your research. I highly recommend to buy those rings on the auctions. There's lots of reputable auctions that specialize on those specific rings, and they have an appraisal, and the professional would look at this ring and tell you like, hey, this setting is original, it's nice and beautifully preserved, but this center stone is not necessarily original, but period correct. How do I clean and care for my engagement ring? Cleaning the engagement ring is very simple. You can just use the very soft toothbrush and just clean it with it. Don't use the electric toothbrush, they might slightly damage the engagement ring. Or you can also use the flosser. That's actually a very good solution. You can just floss it with the water. Another thing to do is just simply to avoid the hard damages. So don't wear it when you go to the beach, not only because you can lose it, but because also you can scratch it very easily. How often should I have my engagement ring inspected? Usually you want your engagement ring to be inspected every year or so, but at the same time, if you feel like you hit it against something, you have this concern about the damage, you should go ahead and inspect it. And another thing, if you feel like after this damage your stone got loose, Do not take your chances, do not keep wearing it. Just take it off, put it in a box and bring it to the jeweler to fix it or to reset the stone. What should I do if my engagement ring is damaged? What you want to do, first of all, you want to take it off, put it in a box and bring it to the jeweler in order to fix it. Don't take your chances and keep on wearing it. You might lose the center stone or the side stones. Also, claim your insurance money if you have the insurance in order to fix it. Also, make a review on your engagement ring. Maybe your prongs is a little bit too small for your lifestyle and they do not withstand your wear. Maybe you want to upgrade them or do something like that in order not to bring this ring on a monthly basis to the jeweler to fix it. So maybe he can suggest you something like that. How can I protect my engagement ring from the damage? Most of the time you cannot really prevent it. You're wearing it on a daily basis, you're doing things, it's natural that this ring is going to be scratched here and there, or even hit against something and it will be damaged. So what you want to do to avoid it, you want to take it off when, let's say, you go into the gym or swimming or you're going on vacation and you know that you're going to be kayaking or doing some other things. What are the best way to store my engagement ring when not wearing it? Well, first of all, you want to store it somewhere where you can actually find it. It's very common, lots of the times people losing their engagement rings at home while not wearing it. They just simply forgetting where they put it. So put it in a separate box and where you can find it. The second thing why you want to put it in a separate box is because if you have the diamond or the sapphire, those are very hard stones. It is just going to scratch every other stone in your jewelry box if you put it all together. So try to avoid that. What are the common mistakes to avoid when caring for the engagement ring? First of all, you want to avoid the harsh chemicals. So for example, when you do some cleaning with the chemicals that is pretty harsh for your hands and everything, that could be damaging for your engagement ring as well. Second thing, if you feel like something is slightly wrong with the ring, let's say your stone got loose or something like that, take it off and bring it to the jeweler to check it. And another thing, just be mindful of the physical damages. Let's say the most common scenario, you damage it against the car or against the furniture or something like that. After this hard heat, you will feel it on your finger. Just take a look at it. Are all the stones in place? Is it bended? Is it damaged? Is it something happened? Just double check it. Should I insure my engagement ring? And my answer is always yes. My favorite combination, my favorite solution is just making the copy of your engagement ring. Let's say you have the diamond engagement ring with the white gold. What you want to do, you want to do the exact copy of your engagement ring with the sterling silver setting, lapstone or moissanite as the center stone. And also you want to add your engagement ring to the homeowner or the home rental insurance. In this case, if you're gonna lose your engagement ring at home, and 40% of the time they being lost at home actually, you're still gonna get your money. The other option is to get a standalone insurance. So in this case, no matter where you're gonna lose it, whether you're traveling or not, you're still gonna get your money, but this insurance is quite expensive. What types of warranty are available for engagement rings? It depends on the company, it depends where you're buying your engagement ring from. Some jewelers would give you a year warranty, 3-year warranty, and so on. We give in the lifetime warranty, but the warranty covers the manufacturing defects and things like that. For example, if you hit this ring against something, it doesn't cover by the warranty. What should I know about engagement ring warranties? You need to know that the warranty is covering the manufacturer damages. For example, if something is wrong with your alloy or with the prongs or the stone wasn't set properly, it's going to cover it by the warranty. At the same time, if you're walking with a small jeweler, companies like us, for example, if something happened with the prong, let's say you hit it against something or just caught against the sweater, something like that, we'll fix that too. That's not big of an issue. It can be fixed within like 10-20 minutes or so. But if you damage your ring very heavily, that would not be covered by the warranty. For that kind of cases, you should have insurance that would cover the rest of the things that might happen with the engagement ring. What is the difference between warranty and the insurance for the engagement ring? Think about it as the warranty and insurance for the cars. Warranty is taking care of manufacturing defects and things like that. Let's say your alloy wasn't done properly or the setting wasn't done properly or something like that. Things happen. So the warranty will cover that. Insurance covering all the things that happens beyond that. Let's say you hit your ring against something or you damaged it somehow. That's what is the insurance for. Or you lost your ring, for example. That's what the insurance for. What are the current trends in engagement rings? The current trends is personalization, the unique. This engagement ring has to be unique for that specific person. We have so many generic products out there that the trend is to personalize things, to make it unique, especially for you to stand out. Especially when it comes to such a personal thing that you're going to be wearing hopefully the lifetime. And it really doesn't matter how you're going to achieve it, whether you're going to choose the very specific gemstone or you're going to make the very special setting, the custom made setting, or you're going to make the vintage inspired setting. It doesn't really matter how you're going to achieve it as long as it's unique engagement ring and it's visible. What are some non-traditional engagement ring ideas or alternative engagement ring ideas? First of all, you want to use the variety of gemstones that is available out there. Sapphires, emeralds, aquamarines, morganites, and so forth and so on. Not necessarily the diamond, although you can use it if you're gonna use the unique cut. By the unique cut, I mean hexagon, a trillion cut, anything out there that is available. Your ring has to stand out. How have engagement rings trends changed over time? They change actually dramatically. In 20s and 30s, when the engagement ring tradition started, we had mostly solitaire engagement rings with the simple round stones. After that, we had Art Deco era with the 3 stones, with the streamlines and so forth. In 80s and 90s, we had the period with the bold engagement rings with a lot of engravings, lots of symbols going on out there. In 2000s, we had the minimalistic, very minimalistic theme band and the very small prongs and everything. Unfortunately, most of those rings didn't really survive even 10 years because how thin they were. Are there cultural differences in engagement rings traditions? Absolutely, the difference is actually dramatic. In Western cultures, we tend to prefer the diamond engagement rings, and right now the trend slowly moving to the gemstones engagement rings. In Eastern culture, they prefer for hundreds of years the colorful gemstones for the engagement ring that would symbolize very specific things. In a lot of Nordic cultures, for example, or in Russian or Ukrainian cultures, there is no engagement rings at all. There is a matching wedding bands. And if you want to add the diamonds, you can, but most of the time it's a very simple plain band. What are some unique engagement ring trends to consider? I would honestly consider all of them. Just go ahead and do your research and look at all of the trends that is available out there from the Western world, from the Eastern world. Take a look at the diamond engagement ring, take a look at the unique shape, at the gemstones, at the engraving, unique bands, personalized rings as well. Take a look at the trends with horizontally set gemstones, for example. Check out everything and just feel what is resonating with you. You don't have to follow any trends. This is your engagement ring and this is for you to wear. How do I choose the right moment to propose? Proposing all about your partner. Try to get a sense what they like, what kind of location they going to like, what kind of experience were they going to like. Do they want the friends and relatives to be involved, to be in the background? Do they want to share this experience right away? Or they want it to be a little bit too private? Also try to figure out whether you can align this proposal with anniversary, for example, or any other meaningful date. But in general, it's all about your partner. So think about that and then everything else will align perfectly. What are some creative proposal ideas involving engagement ring? There's plenty of ideas out there. You can do hiking, sailing, kayaking, you can do any kind of surprises. You can do the romantic trip somewhere, not necessarily far away to the island. You can do the local trips. You can do very special experiences too. Let's say flying on a helicopter to the hill with a picnic or something similar to like that. When should I get my wedding band? I would recommend to shop for the wedding band at least like 5 months before the wedding. That's gonna give you enough time to do your research and actually make the wedding band. Another option is just to make it right away with the engagement ring. That's in case if you are shopping for the engagement ring together and you just know exactly what you want for right away. In case you want to, let's say, have a matching wedding band to your engagement ring. But give yourself time. That will relieve the stress dramatically. Can engagement rings be used as the wedding ring? Absolutely can. It's your wedding, your preference, your choice. You don't really have to have a wedding band. Some couples do not use it simply because they don't like having 2 rings on the finger, and they absolutely happy with just one engagement ring. And some engagement ring is so elaborate, so complex and so big that there is just simply no space, nor visually or physically, for the wedding band. So it just doesn't make any sense. How can I incorporate my engagement ring into my wedding ceremony? Well, first of all, if you don't have the wedding bands, you can just put the engagement ring on the finger during the ceremony. And the other creative way that I saw is to showcase your engagement ring. If it's a unique engagement ring with a very specific design to your love story, what you can do, you can put together a couple of sketches that was done during the process. And if it's a custom engagement ring, you do have a couple of sketches, and just tell people the story why those symbols are there. And a lot of people who would come to the wedding, they would stop you and they would want to look at this engagement ring because they already saw the representation of it, let's say on the entrance to the wedding. What are the benefits of buying a certified engagement ring? Well, first of all, you want to be safe. You want to know exactly what you're paying for, and you want to have institute's opinion on what this ring is. So the GIA or other lab gonna tell you like this diamond is eye color, SI clarity, and so forth and so on. Without certificate, you don't really know. You have to trust what the seller tells you, and that not necessarily align with what is going on. Another thing, you're simply not gonna get the insurance for this engagement ring because as soon as the ring is set, you cannot go and certify it with the GIA. They only certify the loose stones, and you're not gonna get the appraisal on that engagement ring without the certification. And without the third-party appraisal, most of the insurance companies not going to insure your engagement ring. So there is actually lots of benefits to that. How do I know if my engagement ring is a good investment? Well, first of all, you want to do your research and you want to choose the center stone right. You want to have all the certification for this stone, and this stone better be unique. The more unique your center stone is, then higher the resale value. So for example, if you have the round diamond, it doesn't mean that it's going to stay as value as when you bought it, because there is just plenty of them out there. There's a lot of choice. But if, let's say, you have alexandrite, it's constantly gonna go up in price. Also, you want to make sure that your setting is actually unique, that your engagement ring made right, tastefully, and unique. It stands out. What are some common misconceptions about the engagement ring? The most common misconception is that then the more expensive engagement ring, then better. Not necessarily true. The value of the engagement ring and the price of the engagement ring is the two different things. Another misconception that the engagement ring has to have the diamond. Absolutely not right. Many beautiful rings made without the diamonds at all. Another misconception that the higher the carats, then bigger the center stone. Actually, the carats refer to the weight, they do not refer to the size of the gemstone itself. How can I involve my partner in choosing the engagement ring without ruining the surprise? By listening. Most of the time, your partner is going to give you hints here and there what they actually want. And for example, you will see different engagement rings or just a jewelry in general, and they're going to tell you like, oh, I don't really like this, I like this minimalistic, or on the opposite side, I like the uniqueness of this piece.
I like the color of this gemstone, or I like the simplicity of the diamond, and so forth and so on. Usually just by listening and observing, you can do that. Also, you can just simply spy on Pinterest or Instagram or anything like that and just see what they actually like. Also, it might be a good time for the nice anniversary gift. You can go and pick something together, and that way you'll find out a lot of things. Another way, look at their existing collection. They chose it for a reason, and every piece there is for a reason and reflect their personal taste. How can I ensure my engagement ring stays fashionable over the years? The only ways to ensure that is to make sure that your ring is made tastefully and properly, and that the design is very balanced. What do I mean by that? We had a recently trend for the halo engagement ring, and lots of them, like over 70% of them, made not right. The halo doesn't look seamless with the center stone, they're not matching colors, and so forth and so on. Like, there's lots of mistakes, so you want to avoid that. You want your ring to be the best representation of the period when it was created. That's the key to that. So choose your jewelry right and make sure that you did your research on what you chose. What are the differences between engagement rings for men and women? Durability. Men's engagement ring gonna go through a lot of things. Guys tend to care way less about the jewelry than the girls. And also, if the guy is working out at the gym, they usually gonna go and use the dumbbells or other heavy things that would naturally damage the ring. Also, you want to make sure of the look. You not necessarily want to have on the guy's ring this huge stone, unless that's something that he wants. So usually in a man's engagement ring, we make the center stone flashing with the actual surface of the band itself. How do I select matching wedding band to my engagement ring? Not only it has to match your engagement ring, it also has to balance your engagement ring. So if, let's say, your engagement ring is quite complicated, you probably want to choose a very simple wedding band. Or on the other hand, if your engagement ring is very minimalistic, you want to add some spark with the wedding band itself. What I'm saying is that not only it has to match, it also has to balance and highlight the features of the engagement ring. And the rest of it is details, whether you want it to be flashed with the engagement ring, or you want to be standalone, or you want to have the multiple wedding bands actually through the years. For example, during certain periods, you want to have a more extravagant set on your fingers and more sparks, and other years you want to have something more simple as that. That is absolutely fine too.
Thank you guys so much for watching both of these videos until the end. And for anyone who watched it until the end, just email me and tell me that. I'm gonna provide you 10% discount. It's just a small Easter egg for anyone who actually watched this huge video until the end. I hope you got a lot of valuable information from there, and it's going to guide you through the process of buying an engagement ring and eliminate the most common mistakes out there. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.